Welcome back. Thanks a lot for staying with us. We're getting some breaking developments now coming in. And this is as far as the BRICS Summit is concerned, which is currently on in South Africa. This is as part of the open plenary session where we are understanding the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in fact, has met with other BRIC leaders. And we're also expecting a statement to come out from the President of South Africa in a short while from now, which is the host nation. Remember, the Prime Minister did leave a pre-departure message also saying he's looking at cooperation between leaders as far as the BRICS Summit is concerned. Let's also now bring in our colleague Abhishek Jha, who's joining us on the broadcast. Abhishek, help us understand what's currently happening on the ground. What can we expect in the next few hours?
So Prime Minister Modi will be addressing the plenary session. We have seen Prime Minister Modi having taken part in other dialogues yesterday. And yesterday also there was this retreat that was hosted by the President of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, where there was kind of a discussion that regarding this expansion of BRICS, which is also one of the key agenda during this 15th BRICS meeting that is happening in Johannesburg. And Indian Prime Minister was able to share some clarity on that, and he has been able to forge some sort of consensus that any new membership that will happen in the BRICS grouping will have to abide by the guidelines which has already been laid by the grouping.
Yeah.
So this is the information that we have been getting from our sources.
Yeah.
And also with the latest address that Prime Minister is going to have, he may be outlining India's strategy and India's point of view regarding current geopolitical and economic scenario that has been going on in the last 4 years, versus the COVID pandemic and also the Russia-Ukraine conflict.
Yeah. Abhishek, I'm looking at the images that we're getting as far as the photo opportunity for various leaders of the BRICS Summit are concerned. For India, why the summit becomes even more crucial is that this year's got China in attendance as well, the Chinese President Xi Jinping as well. And for both the leaders, this becomes crucial because this is the first such significant meet between the leaders post the bloody clash of Galwan. What are the kind of details that we're picking up? Any scheduled meeting between both the leaders?
Since that Galwan clash, Prime Minister Modi and President Xi Jinping, at least they have met twice in person, but under a format of grouping. They have not met bilaterally. First was during the SCO summit level talk in Samarkand, and then it was G20 in Indonesia, where the two leaders had a chance to be under one roof. In Indonesia, surprisingly, there was a very brief, few seconds interaction also that happened between the two leaders, where Prime Minister Modi apparently did discuss about stabilizing the bilateral relationship in the wake of the recent conflict and the differences that the two nations have been facing. But will Prime Minister Modi be having a bilateral 100% dedicated to India-China relations and, India-China's collective concern of the world order or the regional security concerns? That remains to be seen, because there has been some reports that say that the Prime Minister Modi and Xi Jinping both could very well meet. Today will not be the day probably where the two leaders had any chance or any scope where the two can meet. But there are chances that the two leaders will meet.
Okay.
We have seen recently the Corps Commanders meeting has happened, trying to sort out the differences on the issue of LAC. Then there are senior military commanders who have been meeting regularly. So probably that is precursor to something big that could happen in Johannesburg.
Abhishek, the other big aspect that many are watching out this time around is also as far as any expansion that's on the anvil. Which country is going to be that's going to be added? What are you hearing in terms of the expansion plan is concerned?
Currently, BRICS is envisaging itself as one of the major economic and development blocs, other than the G7 groupings, which is mostly governed by the European countries or the countries from the global north. So BRICS can very well be the part of that global south, which will have a variety of representation from countries of South Africa, from Africa, Latin America, CARICOM countries, Gulf countries, countries from Asia. So in a way, it will be more inclusive. About 22 countries have expressed their willingness, and they have formally applied to be part of this major grouping that includes countries like Greece, Iran, Indonesia, UAE, Saudi, Bolivia, countries from CARICOM and Western Africa. But will the membership be so smooth, and will the existing those 5 members, India, China, South Africa, Brazil and Russia, be accepting them as easily? That remains to be seen.
Okay, Abhishek, we'll have to leave that conversation there. Thanks a lot for getting us all those details.